If you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn. Education. I'm Quindell Evans. Welcome to the BluePoetTree podcast. Let's go. You feel me them? Blue is the color of dream, imagination, everything in between. Poet is the already inscribed with the power to open the eye. Tree is the seed that branches off and leaves and grows wherever it goes. BluePoetTree.com. Remember those three words, blue, poet, and tree. That's where you find me. Follow me on the gram, BluePoetTree. Let me know how you're feeling about the podcast. I appreciate everyone who's listening. I'm excited how much it is growing. You feel me them? And the feedback I've been getting is spectacular. So please keep it coming. All right? So, on this episode, we're going to dissect and break down one of the songs that I've written. And the song is called Just a Fool. You feel me? Just a Fool. It's a song that I've written back, I want to say, in 2014. Yep, 2014, I've written this song. The last song dissection we did was for You Wanna Smile. And we figured out that I wrote the song dedicated to my mother after a situation happened between us and after a fast. And this time, we're going to explain the inspiration behind the song called Just a Fool. And I will play it after I dissect it so you can listen to it and let me know what you think. All right? But first, you know how we started off? We started off with the pledge, the affirmation pledge by Abiodun Oyewole, the creator and founder of The Last Poets. And it goes like this. I want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy and free. I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters grow. I want to feel good about me and blame no one for my misery, cause I'll be strong and turn it around. I want to go up, I'm not going down. I want to do what I can do to make all my dreams come true. Remember my past, the good and bad, how I made it art even when it was sad. I want to share whatever my gift, and when you're feeling low, I give you a lift. I want to live without fear and know that I'm blessed for being here. You know that you're blessed for being here. You know that we're blessed for being here. Just know that we're blessed. All right then. That's the affirmation pledge. Kind of like our poetry pledge of allegiance. You feel me them? And the song we're dissecting today is called Just a Fool. I wrote this song 2014. I was listening to a Pac song. I can't remember the name right now. Oh, yes, I do. I got my mind made up. This one, everybody was on it. The Outlaws, it had Method Man and Redman. It was Corrupt. It had like a good amount of people on it. I think Corrupt started or something, I don't know. But I remember Pop had like the second verse. He killed it. So mandatory, my elevation, my lyrics like orientation. So you could be more familiar with the nigga you facing. And he was going crazy with it. So I took that flow and literally, I took the same exact flow and just put my own words to it. Instead of so mandatory, my elevation, my lyrics like orientation. I said, I'm so important, my presence is gifted. If missing, they feel the difference, And I just kept going with the cadence. So I took his flow, flow for flow, line for line, and just add my own lines to it. And that's how I came up with the flow. But the words is all me. And the reason I call it Just a Fool is because I feel like, personally, I got a big heart. Sometimes my heart can be cold, but it's big, cold heart. But I got a big heart. A lot of times it's warm. And, around this time, I was doing a lot of self-reflection. Prior to the beginning of my spiritual journey. And I was just reflecting on how troubled the world seemed to me at the time. Right now, I think the world is a beautiful place. I think the world is very beautiful. It has a lot of opportunities, a lot of things going on that is amazing. There's so many ways for us to be who we want to be in this world today. I feel like the world is probably the greatest it's ever been right now, and it's getting better. But at the time, I was realizing how much trouble is in the world. There's a lot of good things, a lot of trouble. But I was looking at all the troublesome things in the world, and I was thinking about how you kind of gotta be a fool in order to think that you could change the world, a big fool, but not in a bad way. Like, don't be a fool. Be a fool in that case, so that's the chorus of the song is I'm just a fool trying to change some things engraved in pain, painted in our brains of shame. The change the same, we hang out, we hang up. And of course I'm speaking as a black man, and the hanging part is a reference to lynchings. Like, we hang out right now. Like, there's so many. I'm from Brownsville, and at the time I was living in my mom's crib, and I'm just like seeing we just chilling, we just hang out. We don't do nothing productive in this time that we're just spending in the streets chilling. The only productive thing we're doing is maybe making a little money illegally, or sometimes legally too, but it ain't getting us nowhere. It's like chump change. It ain't really investments and growing and interest, or no type of real productivity. So I just was like taking that hanging aspect and applying the hanging up. How we used to just hang up on trees, for most of the people that they hung up on trees during that Jim Crow, the slavery era and all of that stuff was business owners, black people who wanted to advance, wanted to better their lives, wanted to create a legacy of wealth and prosperity for themselves. These are the people they hung up on trees. People who wanted to do things. And I feel like, I just read the book Post-Traumatic Slavery Syndrome. I feel like that fear is deep within us. It's deep within us, and we don't even know that we're tapping into it when we pull each other down as black people when we're trying to achieve. We call ourselves sellouts, and we, somebody's big, a black person who's big and highly celebrated, is noticed by, when they're noticed by the common folk and people who haven't made it. It's not uncommon to hear people say they sold out or they ain't doing nothing for us, and we undermine their success and achievement. And I don't think it's necessarily like we're being bad or evil. I think it's like we're worried in a way for them. That's that post-traumatic slavery syndrome. So it's like we're worried in a way. It's like, we're worried that they will be hung, or metaphorically hung. And a lot of times metaphorically hung could be like the Bill Cosby case and the conspiracy about how people are dying, so conspicuously. We worry about them being hung, on the media. The media could hang us. The media can portray us in a way that hangs us, that literally destroys our image, destroys our self-image, destroys our credibility, destroys the way people are looking at us, So I think we're worried in that case, and that's why we pull them down, and also we are worried that and that worry comes out, and as if they're not being hung, then they're obviously kind of doing something that is immoral to not be hung. They're obviously doing, that's what we might call sellout. They're obviously doing something immoral. They're obviously doing something that isn't good for us, good for black people. They aren't representing us in a way, that is good because they have it, and then nobody can be highly celebrated and have all of these things without doing something immoral. That is why we're kind of pulling each other down. I don't think that way. I don't think that like people are selling out or doing immoral things. I'm not saying they aren't. I just don't want that belief to drive me, you know? And I think that that belief can drive us to kind of stay in a mediocre place. So I'm saying that I must be a fool to think this way. I must be a fool to think that I can change the way of thinking, you know? So I'm just a fool trying to change some things engraved in pain. You know, this post-traumatic slavery syndrome is pain that's engraved in us from years, hundreds of years of being enslaved. So I think that that is an engraved pain, and we don't even know that it's there sometimes, and we're just like acting from it, and we have the ability to change that course, and we are change our course when we are aware of it. You know, we are aware of that pain. So this song is specifically about that. I'm just a fool trying to change some things engraved in pain, you know. And in the beginning of the song, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm really inspired by Pac. I really like Pac, you know, if you don't get it by now, but I'm really a Pac fan. I listen to every Pac song ever I could, you know, even the new remixes, they be kind of remaking his songs in different beats and putting their verses on it and featuring Pac on their songs with his old verses. I listen to everything on Pac. And like, I like the way Pac kind of like talks in the beginning or in the end of his song. He just like be talking for like a minute or talking in a minute on the beginning of his song sometimes. So I kind of was talking in the beginning before the beat drop on the song. You'll hear it when I play it at the end of this. And I was just like, you know, without the purpose, how can we ever be worthy? I'm not going to sit back and act like everything perfect, but my name Quindell. It seemed like I ain't hurting because I take pain well if you ain't know me, but I've seen a lot, and I'm not going to sit back. The only thing is to do. You can't just sit back and focus on pain. That's just being a fool, because the goal is glory. Just walk with me. So I'm kind of like letting you know, like we all gonna suffer pain. I feel like I take pain well. Like I'm, you know, like I'm able to take things and utilize. I'm able to take pain and utilize it and not complain too much about it. Not allow it to suppress me, hold me back, or anything. This song is specifically about that, you know. So that's what this song is inspired by. Pac's cadence and flow on the song got my mind made up, but also the history of blacks, you know, the history of blacks, and realizing that how it is rhythmically playing out today, you know, not just repeating itself. I heard somewhere that history don't repeat itself, it rhymes, you know, it rhymes, like it kind of sounds the same, you know, like this instance, you know, like people hanging out on the corner sounds like people hanging up from trees. It's like we're just like lifeless, you know, hanging out lifeless. We don't even believe in ourselves. A lot of people we really don't believe in ourselves, you know, so it's like it rhymes, it sounds the same. A lot of us really don't believe in ourselves, you know. So me is believing myself. I feel like I'm kind of a fool, but a good fool, because I'm foolish enough to make a change, you know. I'm foolish enough to go out and try to change things, you know. So it's not like a bad fool, like I'm stupid or bad or anything, but just I'm foolish enough to think I could change some things, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to make change. I'm going to try to change the legacy of my family by doing what I do. And that's why the first line of this song is, I'm so important, my presence is gifted, if missing they feel the difference. Because if I'm walking around different in this, in where I'm from, if I'm doing things different, I'm operating from a different state of mind, a different mindset, then obviously my presence is gonna be felt, you know. And obviously when I'm not there, you're gonna notice that, okay, this different guy is not here, you know, back to normal, you know. So like, I'm so important, my presence is gifted, if missing they feel a difference. You beg to differ, so my mission is to make a difference. If you don't see, you know, like if you don't see what I see, then I'm going to make a difference. I want to make you see it, not see it in yourself, but see it in me, you know. I'm never dissing, like I'm not trying to put you down, but what I'm dissing should be paid attention, because if you listen to what I mentioned, I could relate to scriptures. I feel like, you know, this history is written, you know, like it's written in rhymes. I feel like we're rhythmically repeating things. So like, if we were able to achieve and be prosperous and abundant and and wealthy in the past, and we could do it again in the future. So it's written already. Like the scripture says it. Not like any biblical scriptures or anything like that, but historically. I'm speaking just spiritually, like throughout history, you know, we have had, you know, there's been so many times in history where blacks or people in general, but blacks as a man, as a black man, blacks, we've had it. We've had wealth, abundance, prosperity, spiritually, materially, mentally. We weren't slaves, anything like that. We've had it, so then we can have it again. It's written. If you listen to what I mentioned, it's written in the scriptures. My impression is never nigga, meaning it's like, you know, I ain't about all that nigga stuff, you know. I don't. If you listen to my music, go to BluePoetTree.com. All my music is there for free, or search me on iTunes. You know, if you got iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, whatever you ever listen to music on, you can search Quindell Evans and listen to my music. I don't say the word nigga in my songs, you know, so like that's not my impression, is to be niggerish. I'm black, I'm from the hood, I use the word when I speak on a daily basis, I say it. But in my music, I majored in English, you know, I switched my major from journalism to education to English, and I like writing, I like reading, so my vocabulary is not advanced, but it is. It's advanced. I'm gonna say it's advanced. I'm not gonna act like I'm a wordsmith or anything, but in order to uplift myself, yes, I'm a wordsmith. My vocabulary is advanced enough for me to not have to use the word in my music. I can use other words. You know, I curse sometimes in my music, but not too much, because I feel like my vocabulary is good enough so I don't have to use these low vibrational words that are degrading to people. So I don't have to, thank you, I don't have to say the word nigga. I don't have to curse too much in my music. So, you know, I don't. So my impression is never nigga. I'm compressed into something bigger than the types of stereos y'all be kicking me, and then chill with the stereotypes. You know, chill with the stereotypes, and don't try to put me in the box of the, you know, like this, you know, however you define nigga, don't put me in a box. You feel me? Don't put me in that box. You feel me? Simple as that. Like, don't put me in a box of how you define nigga. Don't put me in a box of how you define anything. Personally, you know, I'm not with the stereotypes. I like to be unidentified by you and identify myself. You feel me? If you can get me in, if you could uplift me in any way, I might consider the way you identify me. But if I feel like if it's limiting, I don't want to be in that category. So my impression is never nigga. I'm compressed into something bigger than the types of stereos y'all be kicking. I'm blessed to have it better than some others. I'm praying for some others singing the stress, doing their best without a brother. Like I know that, you know, I know that I had it hard in the past. I know that I had it hard. I know I would have it hard in ways right now. You know, I know that I have it hard, or had it hard, and struggled in my life. But I know that there's 8 billion people in the world, that I'm not on the lowest rank. You know, you ranked everybody by how hard they have it. I'm not on the bottom. So I know that I got it better than some others. You feel me? I don't have any, you know, any terminal diseases or illnesses. You know, I don't, you know, like I don't have any, you know, like I don't have to go out and, I'm not somebody who's begging for something to eat. I have a place I could stay. You know, like I have dreams and goals and ideas. My brain is working right. I'm mentally healthy. I'm physically healthy. I'm working on being more emotionally healthy. You know, I have a lot, you know, to be thankful for and a lot to be grateful for. I have, you know, a beautiful mom who raised me as best as she could. I know that I have it better than some others. I didn't have to go through foster care, or I didn't have to be abused physically. I wasn't touched as a child. I wasn't sexually abused. There's people who go through these things, through physical abuse. I've gotten beatings and whippings, but not to the point where I traumatically, you know, affected me. It wasn't like for no reason. It was things that I did and I got whooped. It wasn't like my mom would just like slap me for doing something that a child does. You know, sometimes parents are like that. Like a child is, you know, we go in the store and you know, it just, Child just doesn't listen once. Like, who listens once? If I tell you to go and do something once as an adult, you might need to hear it repetitiously and repetition in order for you to actually to learn it and actually to apply it, to actually learn the direction I'm giving you. No one learns one time, but sometimes we as parents, we may be like, oh, you listen to me, I don't gotta say, don't make me repeat myself, and then we just slap our child. That's kind of abusive. I'm not, that's how you parent great, Abusive children, I don't know, it's whatever. But all I'm saying is, I wasn't abused physically, mentally, sexually. Don't have any terminal illnesses. I have dreams and goals and visions and a sound mind. I can act on my dreams and goals. I have a lot to be thankful for, so I'm blessed to have it better than some others. And I'm praying for some mothers, single or stressed, doing their best without a brother. It ain't easy to be raising children, on your own as mothers, I'm not saying you can't. We can. I was raised by a single mother, but we know it's better to have both parents. We know that. And we know that it's better to have both parents if they're both healthy and treating their child right, And I'm not saying, sacrifice, your sacrifice your health, sacrifice your mental health for saying, I want to bring in a father even though he's abusing me, but I just want him to be here for the child. No, it's not what I'm trying to say, but we know that it's better to have, both parents around. So I'm praying for some mothers, single and stressed, doing their best without a brother. I'm spitting, getting through struggles for my brothers. I'm quick so I may be impatient. She fell fast for this platinum lover. I'm spitting to get through struggles for my brother. The reason I do what I do is for my family. I told y'all before, I want to change the legacy of my family. I don't want us to be struggling. I don't want to have to see unpaid bills and empty fridges. I don't want to have to see, eviction notices on the door. I remember getting evicted the first day of 10th grade or 9th grade. I don't remember. I remember it was like, I don't know if it was 9th or 10th grade, the first day of school. Literally, I remember getting up, putting on my first day of school outfit and going out to the store to get, a little breakfast sandwich or something. And I came back to get my book bag to go to school. And all our stuff was on the street. It was like that fast. It was that fast. Went to the store, came back, and all our stuff was on the street. My mom's crying and we're being evicted. First day of school. That's traumatic. I don't want that to happen for my family. So I want to create financial abundance and security. So I'm spitting, getting through struggles for my brothers. Not just spitting, but I'm pursuing my dreams to get through struggles for my brothers and sisters and my family. Period. I'm quick so I may be impatient. She fell fast for this platinum lover. I work fast. Whenever I have an idea, I do it, immediately, as immediate as I can. I'm not going to sit on the idea and wait a year later and I don't feel like doing it anymore. So she fell fast for this platinum lover. I told y'all my heart is big. So and I feel like all of this energy, I ain't being conceited or nothing, but all this energy and all this type of goals and dreams and aspirations that I have and me going after it, if I'm in a relationship, I'm bringing some value to a relationship, because I want to bring value. That's my goal, is to see what I can do for others, period. So she fell fast for this platinum lover is a reference to, I feel like I bring a lot to a relationship,